Sharing their time for Saturday, Sunday, and Martin Luther King Day to go and fill these potholes in order to meet your commitment. It takes all of us working together to make it happen. And now we are moving from potholes because that's temporary and short term. It's not lasting. But people won't give you an opportunity to do the long-term stuff if you can't get the short-term stuff done. And so now we're moving to the more serious street repair, panel replacement and skin patches, which gives us more time to repave and redo streets. And so we're moving, I believe, in the right direction. The city is facing some other challenges when I came into office. When I came into office, we had a budgetary shortfall of $126 million. That's when I came in. The difference, Representative Paul, is that our budgetary for the state is from September 1 through August 31st. We have a little bit more time. For the city of Houston, it goes from July 1st through the end of June. And so when you come into office, half of the budget is already gone. You only have a half left, and you got to get it balanced by the end of June. So it was $126 million. Because oil prices are low, sales tax have gone down, and so that number has jumped up to about 145 to 160 million, the budgetary shortfall. But over the last few days, I've sat down and talked with Councilmember Martin, and now every member of City Council, and outlined to them the plan to balance that 145 to 160, and I've shown them how we intend to get it done. And it will balance. And we will do it and still retain a reserve of about 9%. We are only really required to retain a reserve of 7.5, but the budget that I have shown to them, or at least the schematics, will maintain a reserve of 9%, and we will get it done. I certainly want to thank my time in the legislature under some very conservative leaders in the legislature, being on the Appropriations Committee for 21 years, and being on the Conference Committee, having to write the budget 105 since 2003, when we faced some stiff budgetary constraints. But if we engage in shared sacrifice, then the benefits will flow to us all. When I came into existence, and right now, the unfunded pension obligations pension is about $5.7 billion for the city of Houston. And I have set a very ambitious goal, and that is to come up with a resolution by the end of this year in order to take to the legislature in January to get it addressed. Many people say it can be done, but police and fire, municipal workers are submitting to me their proposal the first or second week to get it done. What I have said to them is that Houstonians expect the cost curve to go down and keep going down. And if we do it right, everyone will benefit. And everyone can move forward in the city of Houston in a very positive manner. And I anticipate that they will come to the table, and we're looking forward to it. But it's about a shared sacrifice, because what has brought them to the table is that when you ask everybody to contribute, when you ask everyone to give, then I think it sets the right tone and the right atmosphere. But you certainly can't ask police officers and firefighters to give to the table by themselves when you're asking them to go out on the firing line every day, not knowing whether or not they're going to come back home, whether or not they're going to see their families. Everyone deserves to be respected and appreciated and valued for what they do. And if you acknowledge that from the very beginning, everyone, I believe, every firefighter that goes out, every police officer that's on our street, they love our city, and many don't live in our city. Many live in the surrounding areas, but they're sacrificing their lives for the people in the city of Houston. And I believe if we work together, we can get it done. There are many things that we are facing in this city. Tourism is a major deal, and certainly this area is a critical component of all of that. With what's taking place downtown, getting ready for the Super Bowl in February of 2017, Final Four, NCAA Final Four comes up the first week in April. A lot of things are taking place. The new Marriott Marquis downtown, another 1,100 rooms downtown. We are now becoming even more competitive with Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin in terms of hotel space. Right now, there are about 18 conventions that come to the city of Houston every year. With what's taking place now and what we are doing, I anticipate that the number of conventions coming to the city of Houston will jump to about 30 to 31, 32. that will be a significant impact, not just for downtown, but for the entire region as well. And when many of these people are coming, they're not just wanting to see the George R. Brown and the Galleria. They want to see NASA, and the Johnson Space Center, and Independence Plaza, and the University of Houston Clear Lake. And so it benefits all of us in making that happen. And then with regards to transportation, coming from City Hall, trying to get here today, I was able to get here in about 10 to 15 minutes. Give or take another 30 to 45 minutes. And so we're building roadway capacity. But I would take the position, as I said, to the Texas Department, to the commissioners for TxDOT, is that we can continue to build roadway capacity, or we can also look to do some additional things. We'll always need to build roadway capacity, but that in and of itself is not going to solve the congestion problem. And for those who say yes, I would just point you to the other side of town on I-10 West. I-10 West is now 26 lanes when you include the feeder road. It is the widest freeway in the world. It cost us about $2.5 billion. We completed it in 2008. And some 7-8 years later, it is the 8th most congested area in the state of Texas. Simply building roadway capacity is not going to solve the problem of congestion for our entire region. Over the next 10 to 15 years, the demographers are saying that more than 3 million people will be in our Houston region. That is the equivalent of putting another Chicago right in our region. On the freight study that was conducted by County Judge Ed Emmett, they're predicting that there will be 1 billion daily truck trips on our roads. When you add freight and when you add people, and if we'll stand with the same paradigm that we've used in the past, we'll be facing more and more congestion, and it will be even difficult to get into this region, and it will be difficult to be on the west side as well. I think it is time to have a discussion where we are shifting the paradigm, where we're talking about more multimodal forms of transportation in order to move people from point A to point B, but doing the same thing and expecting different results simply is not going to achieve the ultimate objective. And I think it's important for people on any side of town in the state of Houston to be able to get to Clear Lake, and if we don't make